Okay, quickly to those who are watching the recording, we are doing this crowdfunding platform program on Solana using Rust. Okay, so we are discussing what are the different entry points that are functions that we need in this contract. We would need an entry point for campaign. Okay, this is done. Donate to a campaign. We would need an entry point that can be invoked by anyone to donate to a specific campaign. These are all the entry points we are going to need for our project. Let us discuss how we will be creating these. All right. Where can we store data? Before we start, we have to understand Solana programs don't have storage. You might be familiar with, program accounts in Solana. Data can only be stored in accounts. So we can create program owned accounts to save the data. The total number of bytes of data an account can have is fixed when we create an account. One way to deal with this is create an account with very large storage. However, if we do that, maximum data limit for an account is 10 MB. If we have enough users, we would eventually run out of storage space. We must think of a way to increase the amount of storage we can use. We can create as many program-owned accounts as we want. So the idea here is that we will have a size limit for every element in our map. Excuse me. And whenever we want to add a new element, we'll create a new program-owned account. Program-owned accounts are also called PDAs. All right. So I guess for every program, every campaign, we'll have an account, right? I think that will be a good way. Okay, now that we have discussed, let's start coding. Go ahead and open up the program, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is done. It should look like this. It does already. Okay. Go ahead and open up the lib.rs. You can see the completed code in GitHub. I think this also we should have, just in case. I will post this. All right, okay. Note, in Rust, we can pass variables as a reference with ampersand and get the value of a reference with star operator, like pointers. So first, we will include what we are going to need in our program. This is the Rust style of importing things. Remember, we added the dependencies in cargo.toml. And from the Solana program crate, we are including all the required things. All right, I'm going to do it one by one. So I will first take the crate. I don't think we need this. Okay, don't think we need this. So we are taking something called account info, okay, entry point, and then we are taking program result from entry point, a message, we are taking the error, we are taking the public key, we are taking the rent that needs to be paid for the account, and we are taking sysvar, okay, system related things. Every Solana program has one entry point. So I think this is a little bit different from Anchor because Anchor is abstracting all these things for us, from what I understand. But this is going to be like the core way in which Solana programs are written. It is a convention to name it, okay, process underscore instruction. It should take in program ID, accounts, instruction data as parameters. I think these are the things that are abstracted as context in Anchor and sent like create context or those addition context and stuff, right? All right. So process instruction should be the name of the function. It should take a program ID, that is ID of this program on the Solana network. Account info. What are the accounts? When we invoke our program, we can give metadata of all the accounts we want to work with. As you can see, it is an array of account info. We can provide as many as we want. Okay. This and instruction data. This is the data we want to process our instruction for. It is a list of 8-bit unsigned integers. I don't know if this is actually instructions or data for which we want to process our instruction for. I think going forward, we'll get to know. This is the return type, that is program result. And then since we can't return null in Rust, we pass OK to make it compile. It means the program executed successfully. Then we call the entry point macro to add process instruction as our entry point to our program. Okay, this seems fine so far. I don't think anything complex we have encountered yet. However, what goes inside this is what Okay. In Rust, if the last line doesn't end with colon, means our function is returning that. Okay. Yeah. So like okay does not end with colon. So it's just returning an okay. Yeah, correct. In the code, I have mentioned there is only one entry point in the Solana program, but we want three as we discussed. Right. So how do we do that? There is no limit to the instruction data array. We are going to take advantage of that fact. We use the first element of the array to know what entry point we want to call. Notice that we can have 256 entry points like this in a single program. All right, that means this. So there is no limit to this array because it's dynamic, right? That's what they're saying. And we can have 256 entry points like this in a single program. Realistically, we never do that. In case we want that many entry points, it's better to deploy more programs. All right. So here we are going to say instruction. Okay. So this instruction data array is what is going to contain what entry point, which of the functions do we want to call, whether it is create a campaign or donate or the other things. So we say if the instruction data length is 0, then invalid instruction. Okay, so all right, okay. Okay, now we just check and call the function for each of them. Oh, all right. If it is equal to 0, then we say create the campaign. If it is 1, oh, okay, I got it. Let me copy the first one. So if instruction data is 0, then we create the campaign with the program ID, accounts, and instruction data starting from 1 to, okay, because 0 is this one. What are the accounts that we need to pass? I don't know. How will we get, oh, from this accounts? Okay. Notice that we pass, read here only. Notice we pass program ID and accounts as they were, but we pass a reference to slice of instruction data. We do not want the first element in any of our functions. What does that mean? Oh, so we don't want instruction data of 0. Right, because that is the instruction. Okay. All right. I think further logic is yet to come. If it is 1, then it is withdraw funds. And if it is 2, okay, so it is saying 0, 1, or 2. If it is 2, then it should be donate. Okay, this seems like fairly simple so far. Okay, then we say if instruction data doesn't match, we give an error. Note I have used message macro and pass the string here. It is good to do this as it will also get printed in the console window if a program fails. Okay, and then we have an error which says program error, invalid instruction data. Okay, let's do this. I think we don't need this. We understood about this. Okay. No, it's not okay though. Okay. All right. Now for create campaign, we have created the function for every action we want to do in our program. They take in the same parameters as process instruction and also have the same return type. Okay, maybe so say function. Just want to write at least one function create campaign. It will take the same it takes program ID, is an ampersand public key. Okay. Okay. Takes account, which is a reference to the account info array. then it will take instruction data, which is a reference to no wait. Okay, is this right? Okay, then we say it returns program result, which is okay. Okay, so everyone is just doing the same thing. Withdraw. Okay. Campaign detail struct. We will create a struct in Rust. We have not discussed structs. So, okay. Yeah, okay. In Rust, we do not have class. If we want to store more than one variable together, we create a struct. For example, let's create a human struct. Okay, we are familiar with structs, so we can move. Now you must be wondering what is the meaning of hash derive debug. It's interesting to note that we can derive some traits for our structure. This is important. A trait in Rust is a group of methods that are defined for a particular type. Okay, I think we should do this once, traits maybe in the next class, the next session. Okay, so let's code our campaign detail struct. I have added the fields name, admin, description, image, link, amount donated for our campaign. Okay, let's code this. Shweta, are you aware of these traits? I think we did not do this chapter only.
No. We have not covered traits yet.
Yeah, I think we should do this Rust chapter itself once, so we understand what are traits.
Yeah. So what I can infer from here is basically since they are using structs instead of classes. So here traits are basically the methods that can be called for something.
Yeah, it's like Bosch. Yeah, I think it is something like this struct derives these functionalities. That's what they are saying. Like traits are like we are deriving something, right? So I think this struct derives these functionalities. Like this struct can be serialized, deserialized using Bosch, and it can also be used to debug. Probably that's my understanding.
Yeah.
But I think we should do it once too. Okay, we have created a struct called campaign details. We need to derive Bosch serialize, deserialize. Serialize is used to convert the struct into an array of U8, which is the data we can store in Solana accounts. It is also the data we have in instruction data, so we can deserialize that to a struct with the help of Bosch deserialize. Okay, the top of the import Bosch serialize and deserialize from the Bosch create. At the top of the file import. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have already imported. No? Oh, we should import. Or no? Here. Yeah, I think we have to import. Okay. So from Bosch, we are taking the serialize. Okay. Now let's add the code of our create campaign function and the campaign details struct. I have added an explanation to each line of the code. Yes, it's very much required. So here is our function. Okay. We create a iterator on accounts. Accounts parameter is the array of accounts related to this entry point. Okay. we can use the next account info to get an account from the array. This function returns a result in the form of enum. We can use the question operator on the result enum to get the value. If in case of an error, the question operator will change the error and our program will return the same error which was returned by next account info. Solana programs can only write data on a program owned account. Note that writing underscore account is a program owned account. Okay. So first we have gotten an iterator for our accounts. Okay. Now writing account, or we can call it program account. This is an account we will create in our front end. Okay. This account should be owned by the Solana program. All right. So the next account info will get the next account's information, right? To get an account from the array, and the question mark will change the error. Okay. Account of the person creating this campaign. Okay, so writing account is the first account that we will create in front end, looks like, which will be the first in the array of accounts. The next one will be the creator account, whoever is creating. Now to allow transactions, we want the creator account to sign the transaction. Yes, the campaign creator should sign the transaction. So if the creator account is not the signer, we will say that creator account should be the signer. Incorrect. Why it is returning incorrect program ID? Okay, that means we have not taken the correct program. If the writing account dot owner not equal to program ID. Oh, so writing account owner should be the program itself, because the writing account is a program created account. So if the writing account's owner is not this program, then it's an error. Okay, these are error handling conditions. But what should actually happen in this campaign is that a campaign should be created, right? So that means if we see the campaign details, the admin name of the campaign, description, image link should be updated from what I understand. By deriving the Bosch, okay, we have added a method try from slice, which takes in the parameter array of U8 and creates an object of campaign details with it. It gives us an enum of type results. We will use the expect method on result enums to and pass in the string, which we can see in case of error. Okay. Wait. So we use campaign details. We have a method try from slice, which takes in the parameter array of U8, that is the instruction, and creates an object of campaign details with it. It gives us an enum of type results. Okay. We will use the expect method on result enum. Okay, this must be the result enum, and pass in the string, which we can see in case of error. Okay. So here is the input data that we are able to create for ourselves. We are creating a new campaign detail structure using this try from slice. Now I want that for a campaign created, only the admin should be the one who created it. You can add additional logic here to check things like image URL should not be null, name shouldn't be smaller than. Okay, so I think the campaign details, all the data will be coming into instruction data. Using this, they are deserializing it and then putting it into campaign details. For that, they are checking if input data admin is the creator account or no. Okay, so let us add some extra checks like how these guys are saying. We can say if input dot image URL equal to null, then invalid instruction data. Okay. But this is so like weird, right? For everything they are saying invalid instruction data. How would we know it is a specific for that particular thing? I think we should have the message something like image link should not be null. Message should indicate, right, what is error. I think so.
Yeah.
But I think program error has only this kind of, so we can't do anything. It's like an inbuilt whatever struct and stuff. Solana accounts can have data, but size has to be specified when it is created. We need to have a minimum balance to make it rent exempt. For this project, we create an account that already has a balance equal to minimum balance. Okay, this rent exception part that if we pay the rent for 2 years, it will be exempt. So get the minimum balance we need in our program account. Okay. Rent get minimum balance, writing account. And we make sure that our program account writing account has that much lamports. Okay, why it is taking the length of the writing account is because I think writing account is going to be the one where we are having the whole program, right? Account created by this program
To store the information.
to store the information. But
Yeah,
writing account right now anything, right? Or will it have?
it will have in the writing account only all the data that we'll be getting about campaign and all will be stored by the program.
But where are we actually storing it? Till now, we are not storing, right?
No,
Here
no,
in
no,
this
no.
line, we are only accessing.
Yeah,
Here we are accessing the writing account. Then
yeah.
here in input data, we are actually storing. But where are we taking this input account and writing into the writing account? Because here it is taking the length of the writing account. But what will be the length right now?
Wait a minute.
Or maybe by default, because we are taking from this try from slice something, maybe it says that it expects that input date. No, maybe
Where
it,
is the instruction data?
I think it will calculate campaign details ka struct ka size, and it will say that campaign details is the struct for this program. So
Yeah,
struct ka size it should have minimum in
yeah.
it. Yeah, I have to explore more. And we make sure our program account has that much lamports. Yeah. So it is. Okay. So writing account dot lamports borrow should be less than rent exception. Then we can set the initial amount donate to be 0. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So I think this is where the major action is actually happening. This one. This is where the struct is getting created, and instruction data may we pass the input from the front end, and this struct is now inside input data. And then the input data dot amount donated becomes 0. Yeah, that's like initially we are setting. And here, if all goes well, we will write the writing account. Now is when we are writing. Here on our input data variable, we have a method serialize. This is because of Bosch serialize. We will use this to write the data in writing account. Sure. Okay, I have already okayed it, yeah, before even running it. Okay. Input data dot serialize. To writing account mein we are writing. What is this borrow mute and all? I don't know. And why there is like this array without anything? Good questions. What is borrow mute? So writing account, now we write the data on this. Okay, all right. Hooray! We are done with the first create campaign function. Let's continue writing the contract and write the withdraw function next. Okay, withdraw function implementation. For the withdraw function, we create a struct to get the input data. In this case, input data is only the amount we want to withdraw. Correct. So we have campaign details. Now we have a struct that is to withdraw. Then in the withdraw function, we will say again, we will iterate. Okay, I think this part is similar. So we get all the accounts. Okay. Then we say that writing account is the next one. Then there is, okay, we will send the writing account and the admin account. Okay. If writing account owner is not the program, then it is error. I think this one. Okay. Admin account should be the signer of this transaction. Okay. Admin. Then if not, then it's a error. Okay. Now we will get the data of the campaign from the writing account. Note that we stored this when we created using create campaign. Correct. We are currently thinking of a scenario where a campaign is created and we want to withdraw money. Okay, correct. So campaign data we will get from this slice. Okay, from writing account data dot borrow. Okay. So this is now we are trying to try from slice. So we deserialize it. Or we serialize it. I'm confused. Okay. Then, so now we have the campaign data. If the campaign data dot admin is not equal to the admin account, is not equal to the admin, then right, only admin can withdraw. So that means it's the wrong campaign. Now input data, here we make use of the struct we created, withdraw request. We will get the amount of lampots admin wants to withdraw. Okay. So here we have withdraw request right from slice instruction data. So admin will send how much they want to withdraw. Okay. We do not want the campaign to get deleted after withdrawal. We want to always have a minimum balance. So we calculate the rent exemption and then we will, okay, we check if we have enough funds. Okay, it's fine. Okay. How are we checking? If, okay, let rent exemption is equal to rent get minimum balance. Okay. If writing account dot lampots dot borrow minus rent exemption is less than input data amount. Okay. Oh, input data dot amount is the amount that we want to take out. So we are checking, do we have enough money given that we also need to pay rent? Do we have enough money to withdraw? Okay. Transfer balance. This is important. Oh, also seems simple. You will decrease the balance of the program account and increase the admin account balance. OMG, this is really simple than what I thought. Writing account, try, okay, this is borrow mute lampots is equal to, okay, minus input data amount and plus. Very simple. That's all. I thought we'll be transferring and all something, but just we can only decrease the balance of a program owned account. Okay, because it is non-executable. Okay, so far so good. Am I going too fast? Does anybody have any questions? We can pause a bit.
Yeah, I guess we should take some questions, or if anyone has any doubts, we can discuss.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Am I going too fast? Yeah, a little. Am I going to? Yeah, seems like I am.
Yeah, so we can discuss, like, for example, we can
Yeah.
discuss the parts where anyone has any confusion or.
Questions. Yeah, that's true. We should.
Mm.
Is there something that people don't understand or like feel like it's something that we should just stop and discuss? Something that's
Yeah.
happening in any of the functions that we should discuss a little more?
I guess we can give 2 to 3 minutes time when people can, go through the code structure and all, and
Yeah, I think that's a good.
a time for like self-studying the thing and
Yeah.
wondering what's going on.
That makes sense. Yeah, we can take a.
So apart from queries, I have something to suggest. Yeah. Uh, so we are like, it's still the first month of cohort, right? Technically, or is it the
Yeah.
second month?
I mean, for Solana, we are like just in the first month, but ideally, like the Rust parts, we should not struggle so much with it because,
Correct.
except like for those who are beginners, because we have been doing the Rust part for quite a while. So,
Correct.
yeah.
So I have an idea. Like for example, at least some of the intermediates here, uh, we should onboard one Rust beginner per session, something like that. So and we can have some airdrops to motivate it because on by onboarding I means having the dependencies involved installed before coming to the session because that is the major time spent, right? I feel we should do something like that for to increase the beginners cohort as well. Of course, the intermediates will have some boundaries to be in all, right? So something like that we could do so that the beginners come to the sessions with the dependencies involved. So I think what I can do from next session is to just run through them live and kind of do some live programming with the quest book once, right? So one quest per session itself will be pretty good, I feel, and then they can kind of refer back to the advanced sessions as well. What do you think?
Yeah, that is actually, that can be good because I think a lot of people are facing issues installing like WSL and stuff.
Mhm.
So that could be a good one. But quest, as in you're saying for Solana one only, is it, Prakash?
Yeah,
Like,
Rust Solana only. Yeah, the
ah,
same. There are ones. Yeah, either actually, even if you go and start on Solana, right? Just check that website. It's actually different.
start for Solana leads to Questbook one only, I
Yes,
guess.
yes, yes. That's what I'm saying.
Ah, okay.
It's just that the coherence is a bit different. That's it. So
Yeah. I think there are a lot of basic quests as well in this, which we have actually skipped, which are
mhm.
JavaScript based ones, no?
Yeah,
Which are more
JavaScript,
easy.
CLI, everyone,
Yeah,
all those are pretty good as well.
yeah, like this one and all. These are just CLI commands. So I think that's a good idea. The
Mm.
thing is, because we have less amount of time, I did not think of including this in the,
That's fine. That's what I'm saying. I think I can do that for the beginner cohort.
yeah.
So at least those who are advanced, if you're a beginner, then you onboarding yourself is a is a big task. So I guess I'll ask probably Apriya. I recognize. So I'll ask her to get the dependencies installed before the next session. So that
Yeah.
can be one separately.
Goran has a good question that why don't we pass the first element in any of the functions? Why don't we use the first element? From what I understand, it's because the first element is being used as the instruction itself. So if we see here, like we say instruction data of 0 is equal to either 0, 1 or 2, because these are the three functions that we want in our program. So because everything is passed in the form of instruction data, the first element, that is the 0th element, is the program name itself, the entry point name, like create, withdraw, or donate. That's why they say that we do not want the first element in any of our functions because the first element is going to be the function name itself. I don't know in what format though. For that, maybe we have to check the front end, but that's what, from what I understood. Yeah. Shweta, do you want to take over just for the last function? Because I have a hard stop at 7:30.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's the donate one, right?
Yeah.
I will make you the host. You guys can still take your time. I think people are still going through the code. So wait, I will make you the host. Change host. Yeah. And the recording is still going to continue. Wait, I did record, right?
Yeah, you were recording.
It says again record. Oh man, I don't know now it is whether it is. Please ask the host to give you permission to record. Oh, I think you will have to re-record now, is it? Because I changed the host.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Just see if you are able to record.
Wait a
Oh my
minute.
god, I don't want to record this whole session again.
It's recording. It's recording.
It's recording, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's recording.
Recording, okay. Thank God. I'm lost. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to, I'll stop sharing my screen. You can share yours. Yeah, I will complete this program as well once I'm back home. Actually, I have to step out. That's why I have a hard stop. Gaurang has one more question. Wait, I'll take that one. What are the different instruction data for indices after one? As in after the 0th one, right? Is that what you're saying? What are the different instruction data? Yeah. So from, again, this is from what I understand. This instruction data, if you see which line, if you see this implementation of the create campaign function, right? If you see the third one where let mute input underscore data. Oh wait, let me share screen itself. Oh, host has to give me permission. So there, if we see this line that I'm just copy pasting on chat, it is taking like try from slice ampersand instruction data. So that means all the arguments that are going to be part of the campaign details will come into the instruction data. So from what I can understand here in Solana is that instruction data will contain everything that we need to tell the program. So if we need to tell the program that execute this function and then use these arguments to execute this function, and whatever we send to a program, right? All the things will be sent through the instruction data. That's why what they are saying is there can be over 256. 256 is the size of the instruction data that we can pass because it is U8 array. Yeah, so that's how it is working. So that's why I did that small paragraph where it says that everything, the Solana runtime, okay, an app interacts with Solana cluster by sending it transactions with one or more instructions. The Solana runtime passes those instructions to programs deployed by app developers beforehand. An instruction, for example, might tell the program to transfer lamp pots, or it might ask it to do something else. In this case, we are asking the instruction to create a campaign. If we may ask the instruction to withdraw funds, we may ask in the instruction to donate funds. So everything is happening in the form of these instructions. This is what is my understanding. Yeah, I think please take your time to go through the program. It makes sense, like as you are all going through line by line, maybe you will have more questions. Maybe I was going through too fast and like you are not able to like digest, which happens.
Yeah. So it's already 7:30. So should we continue or we should continue this withdraw function in the next session?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
We
So
can
what
do
do you guys say?
this week itself, like how we did last week.
Yeah, we can keep a mid session session again in this week.
Yeah, so maybe folks can get more time to go through this till this part and come with more questions.
Yeah, even you can go through this withdraw function also.
Yeah.
And we can discuss more, and let's keep a brainstorming session, the next one, where we let's study about all the doubts that we have in this session, and in the next session we will all share our knowledge with each other.
Yeah, I think as Prakash mentioned, each of us should just onboard one person who has not installed any dependencies or anything, and tell them that we'll help you get installed and get set up, and then that will be able to increase, I guess, more people, and we can have better brainstorming as well if we have more
Yeah.
ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. I will try to take up someone.
Yeah. So here, everyone, Gaurang, Richa, Shobhit, Subhajyoti, and Vishal, try to onboard at least one beginner in Rust. Help them install Rust, Solana, Anchor. Yeah.
I'm a beginner myself.
Good one.
Yeah, but Vishal, you have learned a lot. Like since you got stuck while installing, and then you tried, you fixed all the issues yourself. So now you have already become a pro in installing at least Rust and Solana.
That's true.
Shweta,
Installing it on
actually,
the but
yeah, so I was just saying that I'm also, lagging a bit on this. I didn't watch the last session, and even this one I could not, attend the whole. So अभी थोड़ा इसमें time लगेगा to digest all of this.
Yeah, no issues.
Yeah. No, take your time. You have time to catch up. I think that's not an issue. You can take your time and just review the existing thing and go through slowly. See, whatever contracts we'll be doing, no, everything will be mostly basic contracts only, because we are also learning, so we don't want to rush through the learning process, because it is not that easy, right? Neither Rust is easy, nor is Solana programming easy. So whatever contracts we are doing till session 8 are going to be slightly basic ones only. So if we
Yeah.
want to continue this and build a project or something, we can come together and do that as well. So we write the contracts together and all. That is something that if we are interested, we can do after this. But for now, everything will be surrounding concepts will be like we'll be roaming around the same concepts. What are accounts? How to create the functions? How are we getting like the things and all those things. So if you're able to study as much as possible over the weekend, come with a lot of questions, because we also don't understand everything. So if we have more questions, we will be try to find the answers during the session itself. That's what we want to do more and more.
Yeah.
All right, folks, I got to drop because I have a cult class at 8. If I don't go on time, that sir will really kick me out.
Yeah.
And then, if you want to have another session this week, just let me know when. Friday is Holi and Thursday we may have a meetup. So I'm not very sure, but I'm generally freer in the mornings. For me, that's like, and I'm very unproductive in the morning. So I'm open to like having a session if you all want to. Just let me know when and we can do it.
Yeah. Just anyone, if you have any suggestions for the next session, please drop your message in the Telegram group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool, everyone.
Yeah. Guys.
Chalo, bye-bye. See you, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.